Shalom. Shalom and welcome. Welcome to Yasharal, Living Orders and Commands. It is an end-time series for those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father. The Almighty Creator, Yahuwah is his name, and have come to accept that Yahuwah manifests himself, his word, in the flesh, in the person of Yahushua Messiah. And in due time, as humbling conditions rise during these end times, we will come to understand the fullness of the relationship, of the meaning of the ministry of Yahushua Mashiach. My brothers and sisters, my family, these words are to you, O Yasharal. This segment of Yasharal, Living Orders and Commands, is entitled Picking Up Pieces. Are you one who walked by a penny, thinking it's beneath you to pick it up? Are you one when cleaning, avoid the small pieces? Are you one who take for granted small things as insignificant? Are you one for skipping over details and rushing into things, not thinking things through? If this subject fits you, I believe you will come to realize the importance of picking up the pieces. You will come to know, we, O Yasharal, will come to know what it means to pick up the pieces. I want to invite your patience in this segment and ask that you listen carefully and attentively. I have entitled it once again, Picking Up Pieces. And believe it or not, the Mashiach ordered his taught ones to pick up pieces. And in doing so, they gathered 12 baskets full of fragments from the completion of feeding the multitude. Fragments, 12 basketfuls of fragments, which meant even more food that could be eaten in the event of hunger. Do you believe the following to be true? John 10:10 say the thief does not come except to steal and slaughter and to destroy. And the Mashiach said, I have come that they might possess life and that they might possess it beyond measure. That was John 10:10. Matthew 12:25 saying, Yahushua knew their thoughts and said to them, every reign divided against itself is laid waste, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Who is able to discern that the wicked one desires to divide the set apart children of the Most High, who desire to worship and obey Yahuwah, the Almighty One? The wicked one wants to separate, divide, break into pieces. How many of us can discern the life in the passages that speaks of the damage, the destruction that the enemy desires to do? The passage that I just read. How many recognize the enemy, the evil one, that he feeds off, attempting to cause division among the set-apart children of Yasharal? Allow me to present something that is important to be aware of. Like with anything in Scripture, it's important. But I want to bring your attention to Matthew 4th chapter, verses 1 through 10. It says, Then Yahushua was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tried by the devil. And after having fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. And the trier came and said to him, If you are the Son of the Almighty One, command that these stones become bread. But he answered and said, It has been written, man should not live by bread alone, but every word that comes from the mouth of Yahuwah. Then the devil took him up into the set-apart city, set him on the edge of the set-apart place, and said to him, If you are the Son of the Almighty One, throw yourself down, for it has been written, He shall command his messengers concerning you, and in their hands they shall bear you up, so that you do not dash your feet against a stone. Yahushua said to him, It has also been written, You shall not try Yahuwah your Almighty One. Again, the devil took him up on a very high mountain and showed him all the reigns of the world and their esteem, and said to him, All these I shall give you if you fall down and worship me. Then Yahushua said to him, Go, Satan, for it has been written, You shall worship Yahuwah, your Almighty One, and him alone you shall serve. Who is able to see that in Matthew 4, 1 through 10, that the wicked one, Satan, He used partial parts of scriptures out of place for the wrong intents in an attempt to deceive Yahushua Mashiach, who was able to discern that the Spirit of Yahushua desire us to first look at him, lean on him, discern his words, and witness how he dealt with the enemy and kept things whole and set apart, and absolutely not give in to the attacks of the wicked one. We see a demonstration of how to deal with those who bring scriptures in part with the wrong intent out of the commands, out of not obeying the commands of the Most High. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. The enemy wants to break things apart. We have entered into end times, and there are two things that I desire to bring to your attention. One, in this segment, Daniel 12:4 says, "But you, Daniel, hide the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many shall diligently search, and knowledge shall increase." Keep in mind that word, knowledge shall increase. And Matthew 10:26 says, "Therefore do not fear them, for whatever is covered shall be revealed, and whatever is hidden shall be made known." Man increasing in knowledge, and things that are hidden will be revealed. We have begun to see these words come alive like never before. How many of you are coming to discover the false idol names and terms that were put in the book commonly known as the Bible? Many are discovering that pagan influence resulting in name replacement is made visible to us through these Bibles. How many of us discovered that the name Bible itself is derived from biblios, a pagan term, a pagan false entity? My brothers and sisters, I submit to you, man is increasing in knowledge, and things that were hidden are being made known. The name of the Almighty One, Yahuwah, is becoming more and more common among those who pursue set apartness. Yahushua Messiah, the Messiah, is becoming more commonly known to those who are awaking from slumber and pursue righteousness and set apartness. I submit to you, the actions of the wicked one have been to break up, to divide, to scatter, to cause set apart individuals to be fragmented from one another, broken into pieces. Beginning with the true names to bringing about confusion regarding walking in obedience. He has divided us on when to discern a day, how a day begins and ends. He has divided us on knowing how to guard the Shabbat and recognize the new moon, let alone even the feast times. But I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, in the confusion that is stirred by the wicked one, we will witness the pieces that have been fragmented, brought together. We will witness Yasharal made whole by the Spirit of Yahushua as he rides among us, through us, one towards another. Just as when the serpent told Eve she and Adam would be as the Almighty Father if they ate the forbidden fruit, but failed to inform her or them that it would be the cause of their demise, of death and separation from fellowship. So will we witness such delusions today, where people think that if they can take and master the scriptures or speak more eloquently or more charismatically, that they can lead people to think that they are just as powerful, or that they are someone that they aren't. Many people are misled by false mores, teachers, prophets, shepherds, and leaders. Though there are those that are chosen and led by the Spirit of Yahushua, there are many who are false in their positions. Wicked, totally wicked and evil. Beware of such. Now, my brothers and sisters, let me switch to a picture. I want you to picture the following. It's a fabricated story, but it brings about a point that I believe is significant, that I think you would agree on the benefits of this example. Have you ever ignored something small? Have you taken for granted some of the simplest of things? Have you disregarded the words of a young child or children? Have you ever dismissed something because you believe it to be of less significance? My brothers and sisters, please take note that In the 4 questions I just asked, I used the words ignored, taken for granted, disregarded, and dismissed. Are any of these actions healthy if they take our mind off of set apartness? Consider if a man was hungry and he walked past the crumbs of bread. With every step he moved forward, he walked past crumbs of bread and yet remained hungry. Now, what if that man started picking up those crumbs? If he walked a mile and for every step to that mile, he passed up crumbs and pieces but failed to pick them up. What if he picked up every little crumb with each step? By the time he got to that mile, he would have had the equivalent of a loaf of bread, the equivalent of food that would be most edible and appeasing to him. Just as we walk past a penny. Those who walk past a penny, what if you walked past a penny for every step you took? And you did that for days in. Could that not be the equivalent of money that could pay a bill, buy some food, be used for transportation? You see, my brothers and sisters, we have taken pieces for granted. We have taken many things for granted. And I submit to you, in these last days, we will witness pieces of truth being gathered together to prove Yahshua indeed will be made whole. In the writings regarding the feeding of the multitude, how many is able to see they must have ate erratically and anxiously? If out of that multitude there were pieces and fragments that filled 12 baskets. Think about it, my brothers and sisters. And ask yourself, are you really hungry for set apartness? Do you love Yahushua Mashiach? Are you pursuing all that is expected as it relates to worshiping and obeying the Almighty Father Yahuwah, doing His will? Do you believe Isaiah 55:11 is true, which speaks about the word of the Most High performing successfully and not returning to Him empty? Are the things that are true always true? When the enemy presented part of the truth to tempt the Mashiach, did that make what was quoted in scriptures wicked because they were used in part by the enemy? If you search the scriptures, you'll know indeed that did not make what was true wicked. It was just the things that surrounded the truth that was wicked. In other words, my brothers and sisters, just as we read the Bible, there are many messages in the Bible that are inspired by the Almighty Father and that are true. But what is not true is the pagan false idol names that were put in the Bible: God, Lord, Holy, Jesus Christ. These names are of pagan origin and were used to replace the Almighty Father's name, Yahuwah, Yahushua Messiah. It would be wise to accept, though people use scriptures in part, that all too often many are void of hearing what the Spirit of Yahushua is saying, and therefore their words that they speak are filled with errors. But it does not nullify what is true in scriptures. Correction, reproof, discipline. It comes to the pursuers of set apartness. When we neglect to keep the words of the Most High whole, we will witness His drawing power, bringing and making His set apartness whole. We will witness the pieces being drawn together. We will witness being strengthened as the Spirit of Yahushua direct our path and cause us to gather the pieces of truth that have been scattered among us to be made whole. We owe it to ourselves to discern all fragments of truth and lean on the Spirit of Yahushua to make or bring them into wholeness, make them whole and alive. Over the years, our arrogance and our neglect, along with our greed, have caused us to miss the pieces of set apartness. We have continued to disregard bits and pieces of truth. I submit to you, we have participated in what is described in the cliche as throwing the baby out with the bathwater. In other words, because we hear someone speak truth, if they're from another religion or denomination, we dismiss everything that they say. Everything that is said. That is like throwing a baby out with the bathwater. We will soon witness the power and might of the Spirit of Yahushua sorting through the miry clay, sorting through the wickedness and the deceptions. He will strengthen our eyes and ears so that they are open and unclogged, so that we see what is true and that we begin to piece together, pick up the pieces, piece together the things that were separated and witness them being made whole by the Spirit of Yahushua. Soon and very soon we will come to know the importance of gathering the pieces. Picking up pieces, my brothers and sisters, require us to be humble. And I submit to you, end times will prove to be a time where extreme conditions will arise and we will be humbled. We will become physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually weak. And in our weakness, we will witness a rise in the Spirit of Yahushua Mashiach working in us, through us, one towards another, and through his chosen leaders. My brothers and sisters, we will come to know what it is. We will come to know the importance of picking up pieces. Pray and watch. Who is able to witness in Matthew 12:36, which reads as follows, and I say to you that for every idle word men speak, they shall give an account of it in the day of judgment. Who is able to discern the life in Matthew 12:36, Matthew 12:36, and realize that it is important for the peace, which is us, to be identified as a member of a body of one, many members in a body of one through Yahushua Mashiach, who is able to understand that in order to truly be recognized as Yasharal, every piece, every part, every member of this body of one who are called and ordered by the Spirit of Yahushua must be identified, must be brought together in order that we see the shaping of an awakening nation. If we allow ourselves to ignore the pieces, every piece of this body of one in Yahushua Mashiach, would we be able to be made whole if we ignore the pieces? Would we be able to present before the world an awakening nation? Do you honestly believe we can witness the final exodus if we remain in pieces, fragmented, without form, without shape? How can we be visible? How can we be a visible image before the world so that the world know that this prophecy will be fulfilled? My brothers and sisters, we are called now to begin to humble ourselves and become participants of picking up pieces, identifying all and anything that is set apart, and witnessing the Spirit of Yahushua works in us, through us, one towards another, and begin to make us whole as he gather the fragments, as he gather us together. I will pause at this point, my brothers and sisters, and invite you to continue listening as we move to part 2. I have no doubt that those who will discern the life in this subject will come to see the importance of not walking over, not neglecting the peace, not neglecting the pieces of truth. For in all that is true, it demands that we recognize all that is true and begin to embrace what is indeed true. We will come to see the importance of these words. We will grow to say, hallelujah, praise Yahushua Mashiach, as our eyes are open and our ears unclogged. Stay tuned as this message continues, again entitled, Picking Up Pieces. Stay tuned for part 2. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.